poison pesticides like atrazine stain, so we can have more corn syrup and sugar cane for tasty soft drinks to wash away the pain. But I prefer my water clean, simple and plain. How you doing? My name is Shahid Mustafa, and we're here at the future site of the Priority Food Co-op here in North Philadelphia, the Germantown area. We've been here for the last couple of days working on trying to develop a food co-op for this community. This community is about 16,000 people up and down this avenue that we're on right now. And what I noticed when I came out here is they don't even have a grocery store to serve the people. When the water comes out the tap foul and stinking, it makes me start to wonder what the hell are we thinking? Drinking all types of chemicals and bleaches, and look at all the trash being splashed on the beaches. This is what's commonly referred to as a food desert. The people here don't have access to healthy food, and because of that, they tend to suffer from higher incidences of diabetes and high blood pressure and all of the things related to that. So what we're trying to do right here is have a meeting today with some of the people from the community about the idea of starting a food co-op at this location. Right here, we're at 5245 Germantown Avenue, which, like I said, is the future home of the Priority Food Co-op here in Germantown.
When you start with the community, it'll always be to empower the community. And when you come in, as Weaver's Way did in West Oak Lane, and you put down a very small store with no outreach to the community, what ends up happening is the store will not do well. I recognize the only way a co-op works is if you first reach out to the community. So how do you reach out to that community? You recognize inside yourself a love that you have for the community and for its diverse population, economic, racial, ability, disability, everything that's involved, because that's going to inform how you utilize that space so that everyone has access. And whether that means your price points so everyone has access. And then just the basic idea of equanimity and respect, which most co-ops, because they're started from the community, they use that model, and therefore they're successful.
There's about 121 co-ops now affiliated with NCGA. And what we're trying to do is talk to people in this community about the possibility of starting a food co-op right here in this location that will serve the community. So we're trying to get some input and trying to get some stakeholders, actually people who want to buy in, not financially, but buy into the idea of starting a food co-op to serve this community, which is what's commonly referred to as a food desert, meaning that there's not easy access to healthy food in this community. You either have to drive or take a bus, but you can't walk outside the door and go and pick up fresh fruit and vegetables and things like that, very nutritious food, which contributes to obesity and diabetes and all of those issues that this community is also plagued with. So we feel like this is a solution, and we also understand that to start food co-ops, you need to have community involvement. So this is our first step at reaching out to the community and trying to gauge the level of interest. So that's what I'm doing. Jennifer to my right, she is actually the general manager of the West Oak Lane, do they call it West Oak Lane Co-op?
Soon.
Okay, sure.
So Weaver's Way, West Oak Lane.
Yeah, Weaver's Way, West Oak Lane.
I think when these things start, it takes a long time. Well, you already know it because you say you've been in the business. So it takes a long time to develop the public trust. And this is something that's it starts out with a tiny thing, and then word of mouth is a big one. I've noticed in this area, this is something that really occurs to me. Ever since we've been living here in Germantown, the thing I've noticed the most is what makes businesses grow and what kills businesses is the word of mouth. Because I noticed that you can advertise and you can put a lot of things out, big signs and things. But if people don't really, you know what I mean? Like, I put it this way. Hear how people can talk and say a lot, but people watch what you do. And People watch if you are what you say you are. And if you are, then word of mouth, you know, that 311 theory, people, when it picks up, and if you're not, it picks up there too. So,
and a co-op, you would get a better price. We have to, I drive to the church, and a lot of times we have to go all the way to Sam's.
Yeah.
We don't feel like going all the way to Willow Grove to get something, and then when you look beyond the outer perimeter, the inside is mush.
And people will, I think, you know, come out for this when they have a sense that there's something that they can be part of. Like my daughter and I, when we do the shopping, since we haven't had a car for a long time, in order for us, like if we would go up to West Oak Lane or any other place, I'd be walking or taking a bus.
It reminds me when I first took over at the West Oak Lane Co-op. And prior to me coming there, maybe a couple customers would come in every hour. That's it. And then after being there only about 3 or 4 days, people kept coming in the door, and every time you heard that door open and your faith just grew, it got bigger and bigger. And every time there was an hour that no one would come in, I'd say, well, let's work harder. Usually it was just me there, but I'd say to myself, well, then I'm going to work harder. And that energy would go out to the community, and then the door would open more and more and more. So we were all having our own private conversation, because no one else is here, about we'd really love to have a food co-op here. And then the three of you walked down the sidewalk and said you wanted to come in. And that's how it starts. It's just 3 people who cross the street.